Good morning, Central Mississippi and all surrounding areas, or should I say Jackson, Mississippi and all surrounding areas. You've tuned into the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts now. For the next 2 hours, this is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards. It's Monday morning, Halloween. Woo! Your boy's playing sick this morning, but there was no way I wasn't coming out here and doing a show after the weekend we had in Jackson, Mississippi, and around the country. We're going to talk about a lot of national stuff, too, today. We may save that for the second hour. Depends on how fast we go through our show prep in the first hour. I'll try to take it slow enough that I save something for the second hour. If you want to chime in, phone lines wide open. Let's try to keep it on topic today. Mac Hike of Flowwood Studio. We are broadcasting live from it. The Guns and Gear text line is 769-241-1944. The Dustin Bailey at Southern Magnolias Realty Studio line, phone line. I keep saying studio. I'm going to break that habit. The Dustin Bailey at Southern Magnolias Realty phone line, 601-879-0002. Phone lines are wide open. Normally, we would start with game day and what went on in Jackson this game day. We're going to save that for a minute, and we're going to talk about something that popped up over the weekend that got Woke JXN all mad. We're just going to jump straight into it. They're trying to cancel Barbie Bassett. Barbie Bassett. They're trying to cancel Barbie Bassett. Well, maybe you're not as entrenched into the culture war as I am, so you may have missed it. Because let's be honest, most people probably did. I'm probably bringing more attention to it than she wishes I would. But you gotta tell these people they're wrong when they're wrong. You got to. Barbie was on the news Saturday morning as they were getting ready to, I guess they were doing a dual live feed down at Game Day, and she was talking to the reporter down there. And Barbie got to talking in what I call Southern slang. You know, she was kind of doing mock Southern. And I'm just going to, you know what, I'm not going to imitate it. I'm just going to play it. And then we'll get into it. This is Barbie Bassett, Saturday morning on WLBT.
All right, let's get this straight. Y'all trying to cancel Barbie Bassett?
All right, that's me, apparently.
WLBT, the beautiful Barbie Bassett.
Give me 1 second.
Let's see why you're trying to cancel Barbie Bassett.
Here we go.
Girl, sis, I know you well enough to know that those guys working behind you, they probably know who the celebrity game day picker is. So, you need to go swing by the Kroger's, get you a chocolate pie.
A chocolate pie. A chocolate.
Well, pecan pie would be just as fine. And you need to go offering it to some of those guys working behind you.
And get the scoop.
And see if you can get the scoop from one of those for return. I know your mother or your grandmammy has got some type of recipe that you could whip up, don't you think?
Really,
Take it to them.
Grandmammy?
They might have a recipe or two. Go whip something up.
All right, so it's the grandmammy part that's got them all upset. Got them all upset. Barbie's a slave master. Barbie's a racist. She uttered the words grandmammy. Man, we all got silly names for our grandmamas in Mississippi. We call mine Pretty Mama. We call my great-grandmother, God bless her soul, Big Mama. I mean, we all got nicknames for our grandmamas. I don't know a single. My daughter calls my mom Nana. Still, at 20 years old, calls her Nana. You know, Meemaws, all kind of stuff. Heck, I got a buddy I call Grandpa. But I got some more stuff I want to play here. So let's tell you what. Let's take one phone call here on the Dustin Bailey phone line real quick. Hey, you're on there.
Hey. Clay,
Yes.
I listen to you every morning, man. I appreciate your show. I get a lot of stuff out of it. But look, man, it's not like they said you ain't your mama or use the N-word or anything like that. I mean, really?
No, I agree.
There's more things that they need to focus on rather than seeing how they're going to get rid of Barbie Bassett that's been around for years and years, like you and I growing up and listening and watching her.
It's a distract and deflect. It's distract and
really
deflect.
Is.
Because we're going to talk about the 80 cars that got the windows broken down there at game day. We're going to talk about that, too.
Yeah. All right, brother. I appreciate you. Have a good one.
Hey, you too, brother. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
So, but here's the deal. Thank you for the call. Here's the deal. So the same people who are raising Cain about cancel Barbie Bassett are the same people who supported this woman right here.
More questions? They said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Are you getting information right now? Hot sauce. Hot sauce in my bag, Swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not all. But wait, there's more. Like I'm selling you a ShamWow here. But wait, there's more. This is good here. Turn it up a little bit.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And we know if we finish this march, what awaits us. St. Paul told us.
All right. If you still voted for that woman, that's Hillary Clinton, in case you're new here. If you still voted for Hillary Clinton after the hot sauce comment, after the James Cleveland, I don't feel tired, not nowadays tired, or whatever the hell it is, if none of that offended you, then shut up about Barbie Bassett. That's all I'm going to say. These folks around here are so dead set on destroying anything and everything they can that they're trying to cancel a Mississippi tradition like Barbie Bassett. I won't stand for it. You know, I know Barbie probably wishes I'd keep my mouth shut and not bring any more attention to this, but I'm going to tell you, when that woke mob is coming after you and you don't feel like anybody has your back, I do. I got your back, Barbie. And I bet you a lot of Clay Edwards Show WYAB listeners do too. I don't want to speak for nobody else, but I guarantee you, people got your back. Don't apologize to these people. Somebody sent me some screenshots of her apologizing on Twitter. I'm going to tell you, do not apologize. It only makes it worse. You're giving them what they want. You're giving them the pound of flesh. You weren't talking bad to nobody. These people to kick rocks. Like Kim Wade told me, they call you a racist, look them dead in the eye, say, so? On to the next one. She was on the news this morning. Got to watch it before I came in. I don't know, man. That really hit me yesterday because I've had the opportunity to meet Miss Bassett, and she treated me amazingly well. You've never heard nothing bad about Barbie Bassett. And they're going to get in their feelings over this. If anybody should get offended, it's the Southern Belle white woman that she was mocking that should get offended, not the black folks. I don't like telling people what they should and shouldn't be offended by, but this is ridiculous. I'm telling y'all, you don't need to be offended by this. Breaking one of my own rules. Breaking rules when necessary, and this is necessary right here. Do not get offended by that. That's ridiculous. Get offended by the biggest day in Jackson in the last 20 years. I can't think of a bigger one. Except maybe when those two museums opened and the great Donald Trump came to town, or the day this radio show started. Other than that, this is the biggest day in Jackson. And 80 car, the number's anywhere from 12 to 80. I'm hearing different reports. Car windows got busted. I don't even know if the cars got broken into. I think it was just straight vandalism. Right over there, if my memory serves me correct, over there behind, what's that? Was that Murrah or Provine? Whichever school it is over there on Fortification. Woodrow Wilson. Jackson High School. Well, that's really all that matters. Some odd 80 cars get broke into. Now, I know Kingfish got on here hosting Kim Wade's show Friday and cracked a comment about Clay's just too negative. Clay's just too negative about Jackson. maybe, and I texted him yesterday, maybe if I had just been a little more positive, found me a positive solution only, that these folks wouldn't have broken them cars Saturday. That would have fixed it. If I had just been more positive, them folks wouldn't have broken those cars. Ridiculous. I love Kingfish, but he's wrong about that. Let's see here. On the Guns and Gear text line, Chad text in. Says, why is... that was an old text there. It says, the honest truth is they want to get rid of Barbie because she's white. No one's ready to have that conversation, just like all the comments about breaking in cards after the game. Just trying to bring negative on a positive. That's what they said. I'm sick of it. Let's see here. The Crazy T says, well, at least no killing, I guess, as of right now. Well, you know, the bar's set mighty low. And I told y'all, let's see here. I got WLBT pulled up. Let's see here. I told y'all coming out of the weekend that if there weren't any homicides, that's going to be what they hung their hat on. Was, hey, at least nobody died. But they've got to where they hold these numbers till about Monday afternoon or Tuesday. And last week when they unleashed it, it jumped up 5 more people, I believe. All right, so we're still at 115. Still at 115. So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. I tell you what, let's take a break here real quick. When we come back, let's talk about Brad Franklin and his ridiculous comments on Facebook over the weekend. That should be entertaining. I would call it sad tweet of the day, but it was a Facebook post, so we'll just call it sad post of the day. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We're broadcasting live in the Mac Hike of Flowwood studio, and we'll be right back here on 103.9 WYAB. Breaking rules when necessary. I'm sure we're making a lot of friends out there this morning. We are broadcasting live in the Mac Hike of Flowwood studios here on 103.9 WYAB. This segment is going to be brought to you by Keith's Lock and Key, Central Mississippi's premier locksmithing service. That's right. They've been in business since the mid-'80s. Since Reagan was president, for goodness sake. I've been alive since Reagan was president. Actually, a little longer, but neither here nor there. Look, if you need any commercial or residential locksmithing needs taken care of, give them a call. Go and pick up your phone right now. I just want you to lock the number in. It's going to be the easiest way to do it. Shoot them a text even. Say, hey, lock my number in. This is Brad Grammer at Keith's Lock and Key. 601-278-1459. 601-278-1459. Just type in locksmith. Or if you're actually sitting down and got time, type in Keith's Lock and Key. And when you need a locksmith on call, you got one. For home, for residential and commercial, no automobiles. Don't do automobiles, unfortunately. But they're statewide. They'll come to you and get you taken care of. Nobody ever plans on needing a locksmith. That's why I keep imploring y'all to lock the number into your phone. 601-278-1459. Keith's Lock and Key is here for all your commercial and residential locksmithing needs. All right. On the Dustin Bailey phone line, we have got the one, the only, I believe we have Miss Lacey on hold. Hey, Lacey.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Thank you for staying on hold there through the break.
Oh, no problem. Well, I heard you saying that they are trying to cancel my girl Barbie Bassett, and I can promise you it's because of her color. If she had been black and said that, it would have been okay. It would have been fine. But this is what I'm going to tell you. My customer base is black. Every day, just about every day I go to work, because my husband is white, I get women to look at me in the eye and tell me, like I don't know that racism's out there, and it's coming from them. But they'll look at me in my eye with a strong eye and tell me, you know, white folks is racist. You know, like, racism exists. Trying to convince me to look back at myself and say, okay, I'm black. You know, it's almost like they're trying to remind me that I am black.
Does it work?
And that white people are racist. It's them who are the racists. And I said from now on, when they come to me with that, I'm going to ask them, are they a racist? And I know what they're going to say. No, I'm not. Well, you need to give that white person that you're calling racist the same opportunity I just gave you. That's what I'm going to start doing. I get this every single day. You don't even understand when I say every single day. Somebody comes in there and point at me and tell me that, white people are racist. Don't forget it.
Well, I mean, you got a front row seat. You should know better.
Huh?
You tell them you got a front row seat. You know better.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody's got every ethnic group has racist in it.
That's right.
It's just this imaginary concept that it's only white people who are racist towards blacks is comical.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, they're racist. They're the ones that are racist. And I mean, it's bad. I get so sick of it. I'm just sick of it.
Well, we love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you venting.
With my job, I can't really express my feelings, but I just get sick of it. And then there are Christians, called to be Christians, people who are supposed to be bringing people together.
Well, if they vote Democrats, they're not Christian.
Well, they call themselves Christians. Yeah, they are, and they call themselves Christians. And they can recite the Bible like you wouldn't believe, but then they turn around and don't live by any of what they speak.
I know the words to a bunch of songs, but don't make me a singer.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Well, I just had to say that. I know most of the time when I call, I'm talking about black and white because I have to deal with it every day. It's just ridiculous.
Well, that's what this platform is. It's an opportunity for people on both sides to call and give their opinions on it because most shows are scared to talk about it. And we get the freedom over here to talk about whatever we want. And I know I like to give people the platform to get whatever's off their chest.
It.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody got to call them out. And those idiots in Jackson to sue for roadblocks, what kind of idiot is that?
Well, that's a special kind of stupid right there.
That's some serious stupidness. But you know what? We got to pray. I love people. I even love those that come at me with that foolishness. I still love them because God says to love all. But it's just disturbing to my soul to have somebody point in my face or to look at me and say, trying to say your husband might not be racist, but, white folks is racist.
But I bet he knows some.
Yeah, well, no, he doesn't.
No, I know, but you know what they're saying.
What's he saying, babe?
No, look, good stuff, Lacey. I appreciate you this morning.
I appreciate you, and you just keep doing what you're doing. You and Kim, I love you.
Well, we love you too. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye. Miss Lacey in the house. Yeah, I mean, if you're just tuning in, Lacey's married to a white man. Lacey's a black lady, married to a white man. And they seem very happy. Very happy. And, this assumption that everybody's racist, like I get it a lot, obviously. And it just blows my mind. It's like you're somehow not allowed to have an opinion about anything. You have to be 100% on board. You're not allowed to call out anything going on without that somehow making you a racist. I mean, I don't think I'm reinventing the wheel here, being a little Captain Obvious when I tell y'all that Jackson's problems are because of black Democrats. The key word there, Democrat. It ain't. I would say white Democrats. There just ain't enough of them to be the problem. I wish we had more of them around here. It'd be fun, but they just like to get in the little internet spaces and they don't venture out too much. But I mean, that's a factual statement. Factual statements aren't racist. You may not like it. It may offend your sensibilities, but that doesn't mean it's racist. It just doesn't. At the end of the day. So no matter how bad you want it to be, it doesn't. All right, let's see here. I just got a, kind of on an unrelated note here, I just got a text from, I use the Shopify app, I guess, whenever I order something to track my packages. And what I love here is I just got this text telling me that I got a package on the way. And it actually tells me what the package is. It says, Your package is close. Your Kill All Pedophiles hoodie from Struggle Jennings is on the way. Just knowing that big tech loves some pedophiles, the fact that that came across my phone is great. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Save that for later. I might frame that. Your Kill All Pedophiles hoodie, red, from Struggle Jennings, is on the way. It should be delivered today, so y'all might see me on the camera tomorrow with that on. That's good stuff there. Let's see here. We got some more I tell you what, we got a call on the phone line here, so callers take precedence over everything else. So on the Dustin Bailey at Southern Magnolia's Realty phone line. Hey, you're on there. Hello? Hello? Hey.
Hello?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Yeah. All right. I was talking about those cars, vandalized. You don't reckon them old guys up through there bust those windows out? They didn't want them parking up through there, huh?
I guess not. That seems like an odd way to let them know you don't want them parking there. But
yeah, but they want. But I don't think none were missing. I think vandalized.
Just straight vandalism. Here's a report I got from some of my law enforcement friends. Says looks like 20 of them are being investigated by Capitol Police, and JPD's working like another 50 of them. So it's right at 70 confirmed.
Yeah. One neighborhood around up through there, and hell, man, I don't know, man. I don't think nobody was just out stealing. I think guys just came through and vandalized, man.
Yeah, which that's even worse.
Those residents. Yeah, I knew it. I'm saying some of those, those residents up through there. A lot of them ain't happy. Those cars park all down through there. They raised crap about it one time before.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you would have to think somebody down there got a camera. Somebody got a camera.
Well, I hope it come up. Somebody marine do something like that, man.
Yep. Hey,
I was just calling in, brother. Thank you for taking my call.
Hey, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
All right, let's take another call here on the Dustin Bailey at Southern Mag Realty Studio. Hey, you on there?
Hey, man, Barbie Bassett, she's done, but you might as well go ahead and admit it.
No, she ain't done. We gonna go protest in front of WLBT. She ain't done.
Clay, at WLBT, that's even worse, man. I mean, they're the biggest race baiters probably in Jackson.
Well, then they'll have some fun with this. It'll be good for ratings.
Mark my words, they will get rid of her if it's pushed hard enough.
Well, we got to push back. That's the thing. We got to quit. We got to push back.
I mean, you remember WLBT back in the day? It seemed like they were kind of fair.
Yep.
To everybody, but it seems like certain people were really bad over there about playing a race card.
Well, it's just whoever runs their social media is terrible about it. I mean, just whatever. I mean, I ain't one to talk about crap on social media, but I'm also not a national news channel or whatever you want to call it. I'm not. Save Jackson ain't an NBC affiliate.
But she's done. She's done, bud.
She's not done.
She won't be there by the end of the week.
Yes, she will. Yes, she will.
Have a good one.
Bye. Hey, look, I'm saying it now. We need to go down there and have a rally for Barbie. I stand with bring chocolate and pecan pie, and let's go down there and have a rally for Barbie Bassett. That's what I think we need to do. Let's see here. Let's take Derek's call here on the Dustin Bailey phone line. Hey, Derek, you on there, brother?
Hey, brother, let me ask you a question. Is Nancy Pelosi and her husband going to ask for a low bond and catch and release and all the other nonsense they've been banging the drums for other criminals?
Oh, I'll tell you what.
The guy that attacked her husband?
I'll tell you what, we're gonna jump into all that in hour number 2. I've even I see where somebody is selling a shirt that says "I'm proud of my gay husband," and Nancy's holding it. It's great. It's great. We're going to go all in on Paul Smollett.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, Clay, you ever notice they're all about low recidivism and low bond and catch and release and, first-time offender, all this other nonsense. But did they extend that courtesy to the Jan 6ers as well as as well as this guy? But yet every people that was burning down police stations and police cars, they extended that courtesy to them. Did you notice that?
Yeah. No, you're 100% correct. I mean, they sit there and said that this guy said, "Where's Nancy?" I don't know if you heard the CBS News this morning here on the station, but they said that the guy screamed, "Where's Nancy?" just like the Jan 6ers. Like, we've established that this guy was not a This wasn't MAGA country. This guy was a far left nut job lefty that lived in a nudist colony and has a rainbow flag hanging out in front of his house at a hippie commune. Nothing about that screams insurrectionist or MAGA. Paul was getting the hammer, and then got attacked by a hammer.
Yeah, I'm sick of people blaming MAGA and Trump for like incidents like that, because that's about as silly as blaming the author that wrote Catching a Rye for President Reagan being shot. It doesn't make any sense.
Look,
you know what I mean?
Like I said on Facebook, two guys in their underwear fighting with a hammer in the front yard at 2 a.m. equals Trump's fault.
Yeah. Help me make that make sense. That's just some old freak stuff right there. Yeah. But I wonder if they're gonna, bang that social justice drum like they do for other criminals.
No, they're not.
Yeah, because it visited them. It's fine until the problem comes to them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Have a good one.
You too, brother. Thanks. All right, let's take a break real quick. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back on 103.9 WYAB. When necessary. Welcome back on in here to the Clay Edwards Show. This segment is going to be brought to you by Watchman Security Services. That's right, local and family owned for 35 plus years right here in Central Mississippi. If you need indoor, outdoor cameras, security systems, gate access, smart doorbells, thermostats, and more, check out Watchman Security Services for all your residential and commercial security services. And there's so much more than just a security company. There's so much more. If you want to turn your house into a smart house, call Watchman Security Services. You can also just check them out online 24 hours a day, 365 days a year at watchmansecure.com. And for example, I always like to throw out examples. Make it make sense. You live down and around Veterans Memorial Stadium. 70 cars get broke into around your crib. 70. People are calling in, suggesting maybe it was the residents that did it because they're mad about people parking in their yards. If you have a security camera, you can prove that didn't happen. That's right. If you ain't got nothing to hide, show us. Show us. Which I stand with the people. Anyway, it's your property. But I just don't think any rogue homeowner went down there and broke the windows out of 70 cars. I have a hard time believing that. But hey, what do I know? It wasn't me. Anyway, check them out. WatchmanSecure.com. Okay. I've been wanting to get to this. I have been wanting to get to this. And all the people texting in about the Barbie stuff, we will pick back up on that. My arch nemesis for the last couple of years has been Brad Kamikaze Franklin. Now, a quick little history here, because I normally don't go at people by name that have other platforms, this, that, and the other. I typically just like to discuss the news, the newsmakers, politicians, and give my opinion on things. That's kind of what I do. Take the news, give my opinion on it. My incendiary opinion on things. But every now and then, somebody who will rise up above the stupid to be king stupid. And over the weekend, that was Brad Franklin. When I first started the Save Jackson page, literally all I was doing was posting pictures of empty buildings and abandoned shopping malls and stuff. It had not gotten political at all at this point. Brad Franklin figured out it was me that ran the page and went straight to Facebook to tell everybody what a racist and white supremacist I was for having the audacity. What a Trump supporter. I definitely remember the Trump supporter part. Having the audacity to take pictures of empty buildings in Jackson. And Brad and I had been friends for 15 plus years. Brought concerts to town together. All kind of stuff. Never had a crossword. He couldn't pick up the phone and say, hey man, this is coming across wrong. I want to have a conversation with you. Nope, didn't do that. Went straight to the nuclear option. Clay's a racist, white supremacist Trump supporter. For a guy that was working at a car lot in Jackson, that could have cost me my job over taking pictures of empty buildings. And I haven't forgot it. Never going to forget it. Never going to forgive for it. Never. So when the opportunity comes up to highlight some of his shenanigans. Folks, I will always make the time. I don't care how big this platform gets. Here's a Facebook post. Now, they couldn't just enjoy their weekend. They kept telling us we were all so mad and negative, and we were just all mad that Game Day was coming to Jackson. By the way, I don't know a single person that was mad about Game Day coming to Jackson. Coming to Jackson State, anyway. I'm going to read you his Facebook post here. Since deleted, by the way, but screenshots live forever. It's got a picture of a husband watching a game with the wife turned around backwards like in shame. Like the husband is too into the game. He's mad at the TV. It says, meanwhile, as Game Day airs, households in Madison and Rankin County are in turmoil. Husbands scream at the TV, wives turning away from the TV altogether. The idea of seeing Jackson win and thousands of black people on their TV is just too much to bear. That's one of the most disgusting things I've read in a long time. And then when people were coming at him on his post, like it did not go as planned. People that live in Madison and Rankin County, black folks, were coming at him. It's like, hey, bro, you're wrong on this. He's like, nowhere did I mention white people. Well, when you said black people, you said seeing black people win on TV. Obviously says that you're talking about white people being angry about it, not other black people. You know, if you ask him, I guarantee he'll tell you it was angry white Madison and Rankin County residents down there breaking those windows. Ha ha ha, we'll show Jackson. Game Day won't come here again. Look, I've said this before. I'll say it again. I can differentiate my disdain for the city of Jackson and my appreciation for Deion Sanders and what Jackson State is doing. I can be happy for Jackson State while also being disgusted at Jackson simultaneously. They are not one and the same. They are not monolithic. They do not have to move together. I can be disgusted at what the corruption has done to this city while also being amazed and proud of what Jackson State has been able to overcome, because I've said it before. The city of Jackson is Jackson State's biggest rivalry. It's also its greatest asset when acting right. If the city of Jackson doesn't get their crap together, it negatively affects Jackson State. They can blame it on all the white flight and governors, Republican governors and politicians they want. Jackson's water and crime problem is Jackson's water and crime problem, and they have nobody to blame but themselves. I knew this would chime Derek back in, so let's take Derek's call here on the Dustin Bailey phone line. Hey, Derek, what's up, brother?
Okay, how much more proof do you need that this guy needs to stop calling himself Kamikaze?
Oh, absolutely.
Chameleon, more likely. Yeah, so I call him Brad Chameleon. See, a Kamikaze doesn't do that. You say he deleted the post, right?
Yep.
Coward. Yeah, you're now when the people you claim you're speaking for turn against you, now you want to delete the post. No, take your defeat and your shame and learn from it. You understand? Because everything ain't always black and white. I live in Rankin County, Clay. Okay? I've seen nothing but Rankin County and be happy for Jackson State. So much so that Brian Bailey sent his sheriffs over to help assist with security.
Boom. Say it again. Say it again.
Rankin County was at the event working with us, and they told us if y'all ever need anything, let us know. You had wildlife there. You had troopers there. You had MBN there. So where in the HE-double hockey sticks do you get off with that if you don't know the facts? You're not a kamikaze. You're a chameleon. Take that name off of you, because it's an insult to me who actually grew up learning Japanese philosophy. You understand? You're not a kamikaze. You're a coward. Because when your own base turn on you, you delete the post. That's all you did at Jackson Free Press. You throw a rock and hide behind moderators. That's all you do.
I like it, brother. You know, I learned a valuable lesson last year about posts. I posted a picture, and for some reason, this post just did not go over well. I posted a picture of a bunch of cars blocking the King Edward after it was a homecoming party. It rubbed people the wrong way. People, I mean, I was getting it from every side. But I did not delete it. I sat there and I took my L. Even though I don't know that I was necessarily wrong. I don't know why they were so offended, but neither here nor there. I was getting wore out in the comments by everybody. And I left that up because it lives forever on the internet anyway.
It does. And you know, I have more respect for a person that calls me out and corrects me when I'm wrong. Kim Wade and I, we haven't always agreed on each other, and we've had to correct each other over time, but we're still friends. You understand?
Yeah, we haven't agreed. We haven't agreed on everything, but we grown men.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we agree that we don't care about Ukraine.
Exactly.
And don't free Brittany Griner. Oh yeah, don't get me started on Brittany Griner. I want to see my wife. Oh, like they're gonna really honor that request in a country that don't acknowledge gay couples. Wow. But anyway, I digress. That guy just proves that he's irrelevant, and his own base just showed him he's irrelevant.
Yeah, a friend of mine.
People are starting to wake up from that foo-foo liberal nonsense. You know what I mean?
A friend of mine, and I'm sure he's listening this morning, Fred, shout out to baby Fred. His wife shared it, and she's white, Fred's black. And they've all been friends for a long time, man. And she goes, I normally bite my tongue, but I've had enough of this. And they live out in Madison. And it was really nice seeing other folks stand up and call it out. It was a beautiful thing.
Can I say one more thing and one more mic drop?
Please.
And he can verify this all he wants to do, his little fact check and all this other nonsense. If what you say is true, sir, why is it around homecoming and SWAC tournaments and Jackson State All-Car games does white-owned stores in Rankin and Madison have discounts for JSU students?
Yep. Great point, brother.
Yeah, during those games they have sales
like
in those counties.
I don't know a single person, and trust me, I talk to a lot of quote-unquote Jackson haters. I haven't run across a single person. This is all, I would put my hand on a Bible right now. I have not run across a single person who is upset at Jackson State's success. Nobody.
At all. And then in North Park Mall, you have several stores that honor the JSU student card.
The super card.
Don't say that unless you got the facts to back it up.
Yep. All right, brother. I got to take a break, man. Thank you, Derek.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's take a break here. Come back, close out the first hour. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We're live in the Mac Haik of Flowwood studio. Guns and Gear text line wide open, 769-241-1944. Dustin Bailey, Southern Magnolias Realty phone line, 601-879-0002. We'll be right back. Breaking rules when necessary. I tell you what, man, I would do an ad read here, but I had a listener sit on hold the whole break. So let's go straight to the Dustin Bailey at Southern Mag phone line. Hey, brother, you on there?
Good morning.
Hey.
I'm not the brother, I'm the sister.
Hey, Sylvia, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing blessed. How you doing?
I'm blessed as well. I just wanted to say that the last 2 weekends for sure, I've had a lot of JSU students, and it's been really a pleasure having them as rideshare riders with me. And one of the things that I do that I really like about the kids that are going there, the majority of them, especially the freshmen, I tell them I'm proud of them. I'm glad you've decided to be a positive statistic, especially our black young men. I know that race is not about everything, but I do know that certain people and certain sets of groups think everybody's supposed to be somewhat of a failure. But I encourage these young people to remember the goal is the degree. Many people sacrifice their lives in order for you to be able to have higher education. And remember that. Make them proud. Get your degree. Become a productive citizen. And do the things that you need to do. And I also remind them that some of us need to remember to be on our knees about our time while we're here in school.
Yep. Hey, Miss Sylvia, we're going to break. Thank you. Sorry, I hated to cut Miss Sylvia off. We got about 5 seconds left here. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We got a whole nother hour left right here on 103.9 WYAB. We're going to get into the Paul Pelosi stuff and a Starbucks employee crying. Welcome back in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the Clay Edwards Show. This is hour number 2, live on 103.9 WYAB. We're in the Mac Haik of Flowwood studios this morning. Got a huge show going on. You guys have been lighting it up on the phone and the text, so I do appreciate that. And hey, look, I'm open ears too. Now, I talk a lot, but if I'm wrong, and I'm getting some people into the text saying, hey, there's just certain things you don't you don't call you don't call black folks. So I'm like, well, tell me what it is, and I want to understand. I know there's some things, obviously, but sometimes you got to have fun with Southern culture, Southern slang, and just everything can't be offensive. That's just my opinion, because it's going to lead us down a road we ain't gonna be able to come back from. It really is. So real quick, man, this segment is going to be brought to you by A1 Gear and Auto. Check engine light on, A1 Gear and Auto. Air ain't blowing cold, A1 Gear and Auto. You need anything done to your vehicle except diesel repair, A1 Gear and Auto. They specialize in ring and pinion, blah, 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 blah. Rear end, transfer case is the word I was looking for there. The elusive transfer case for my four-wheel drive friends out there. If you're having issues with your four-wheel drive, take it by. You just bought some new wheels and tires, big off-road tires. A1 Gear and Auto, let them get it set up with the correct ring and pinion. A lot of people just get the bigger ones on the back. They don't think about the front. Your four-wheel drive ain't going to work if it's got different size gears. So get it by there, let them check it out. Transmission work, everything. A1 Gear and Auto, located on Highway 49, right there in Florence, Mississippi. You can give them a call today. My buddy Justin Nelson and his crew down there working hard. 601-939-1060. All right. Welcome back in. On the Guns and Gear text line, we've been getting some good calls, some good text here. Let's see here. The text I was referring to, unknown texter says, there's just certain words you don't use when referring to a black person, just like calling a black man Bubba. I was like, which topic were we talking about? He was like, the Barbie Bassett topic. I said, well, which name is the offending name? So I'm awaiting a reply. Was it the grandmammy thing? I mean, that's the best I can get. Hell, I did a whole video that went viral about folks calling Kroger Krogers. I mean, everything's plural. Everything around here is plural. So, I mean, again, you got to be able to laugh at ourselves. I laugh at myself a lot. There's a lot of things white folks do I make fun of too now. I mean, come on now. Let's be honest here. Let's see here. Unknown texture. Body cams on cops don't work when Democrats are involved. Well, true that. And let's see here. I guess we can put Kamikaze in the same boat with Stephen A. Smith, Ellie Mistel, Whoopi Goldberg, and all the other race hustlers out there. Man, he's been trying so hard. I'm going to tell y'all a funny story here real quick before we get into this Paul Pelosi stuff. As I told y'all, me and Brad Franklin used to be friends. I mean, he might not agree to that, but I thought we were friends. And I don't consider too many people on that level. So maybe the wool was pulled over my eyes. But Jackson, to tell you how far I've come. The Jackson Free Press held a race relations roundtable one time at Sal and Mookie's. This was years and years ago down there in Fondren. And they invited me to be a part of it. Brad Franklin invited me to be a part of it. And my nightclubs were catered to, 95% black folks? You know? And a lot of times when a nightclub in Jackson, when the demographics would switch from the white to the black, a lot of them just closed down. We didn't do that. Never have, never will. We said, okay, hey, I appreciate who wants to come break bread with me. I don't care if they're white, black, brown, blue, Indian, Mexican, whatever. If they want to pay that cover charge to get in and they like this kind of music, that's what we're going to do. So they thought that was a commendable thing. I actually got told that all the time, how they appreciated I tried to run a mixed club. So I got invited to a racial roundtable and a race relations roundtable hosted by Kamikaze and the Jackson Free Press. Now fast forward 10, 15 years now to where we're at. And, you know, he thinks everybody hates Jackson State, can't stand to see Jackson do good. We're mad because Jackson won't do good. I mean, that's the whole thing. Jackson State did something great. The city of Jackson didn't do diddly squat. Understand the difference. City of Jackson and Jackson State ain't the same thing. I can pull for one while mock and ridicule the other for its ineptitude if I want to. All right. Let's see here. So the history of the world has slavery meaning it. I don't know. I'm not getting into all that right now. Let's get into this Paul Pelosi stuff. I find it wildly entertaining. So about the time I got off the show Friday morning, I started getting texts from folks about Paul Pelosi has been attacked, beaten half to death with a hammer by a MAGA Trump supporter. Because, I mean, nobody else would beat Paul Pelosi with a hammer. And Paul Pelosi's usually beating people with his car while he's drunk. So, they love to say, they love to say that it was a MAGA supporter and that they came in the house saying, "Where's Nancy?" Well, I think he was screaming, "Where's Nancy?" because, allegedly, Paul didn't pay him for his services. And there's a third person in the house, too. That wasn't Nancy. The cops pull up, and somehow or another, by the way, the hammer attack did not start till the cops got there. Two dudes out in the front yard or driveway or whatever it is in San Francisco, slanging hammers at each other in their underwear at 2 a.m. But that's somehow Trump's fault? No. It don't make sense. And then, of course, I know y'all have seen or heard the video from the police press conference, and some of the reporters got caught on a hot mic saying, is that the nudist colony guy? Or can we run with that? No, don't run with it. Okay, we're gonna play this narrative that it's a MAGA conservative that was trying to kill Nancy Pelosi. Folks, this is why they fought so hard for Twitter. This is why they fought so hard for Elon not to get Twitter. One of the million reasons. But you're able to get right on Twitter now and dig into this story a little bit and find all the information you need. And I said it early. I texted Kim Wade Friday night. I said, mark my words, Kim, this was a gay meth head prostitute. And Paul Pelosi was having a little fun or didn't pay him or whatever the case may be. And sure enough, as more details come out. Now, the mainstream CBS PSYOP media, as my friend Jameson Haygood calls them, Mockingbird media, they're still going to push this narrative to normies and hope that other people don't hear it. Now, I'm sure the other quote unquote conservative talk radio station in town this morning is sitting there saying, we got to do better, America. We can't let these people speak for conservatives. Man, look, this was a meth head hippie, Green Party member that whooped Paul Pelosi. I made up some names for Pelosi here. I wrote a couple of them down. Paul Brokeback Pelosi, Paul Smollett, Jussie Pelosi, Andrew Gilliam 2.0, Ed Buck Part 2, Juicy Pelosi. You can go on and on. Clearly this was a lie. And, remember it was last year? Sometime in the last year or so, some dude took a dump in the driveway of the Pelosi residence, and Secret Service had him hemmed up, analyzing his doo-doo for MAGA content within minutes. So you mean to tell me there was no cameras on in the Pelosi house or around it? The woman who's 2 heartbeats away from being president, there's no cameras around her house? And we can't pull this up and see exactly what happened? Well, they need to get in touch with Watchman Security Services. If not, WatchmanSecure.com. Get some cameras around that place. Let's see here. On the Guns and Gear text line. All right, nothing related to our current conversation. I'll get back to y'all's text. But, man, they're trying, and I guess this is the October surprise, that Paul Pelosi is actually into dudes. But, hey, if that's your thing, to each their own, man. We've made it clear around here. We don't have a problem with normal gay folks. If that's what you want to do, If you love men, or you're a woman and you love women, teach your own. That's between you and God. I sin myself, and I'm not here to judge you. But it's the crazy ones that I have the problem with, like, ones that are out in the underwear at 2 a.m. fighting with hammers. Good Lord. Good Lord. Somebody sent me a meme. Oh, it's so good. It was so juicy. It was the Brokeback Mountain thing. And it had his arms around each other, and one of them was holding a pink hammer. Then somebody just sent me on the Guns and Gear text line a pair of whitey tighties on the bed with a hammer on it, and said my Paul Pelosi Halloween costume. Speaking of Halloween, these memes going around with Spirit Halloween are fabulous. I mean, 10-10. I almost put myself on one. Said, wannabe radio host with a picture of me. See, I can laugh at myself. I don't take myself so serious that I can't laugh at myself. All right, if y'all got any thoughts on the Paul Pelosi stuff, I know it kind of marinated over the weekend. You're probably burnt out on talking about it, but that's a W for us, and we're going to celebrate W's. Like I said, I don't do a whole lot of national stuff. We'll ramp up more national stuff as we get close to 2024, but you got to take these W's when you can, and you got to make sure people know in your day-to-day life that was a lie. There wasn't no, this is MAGA country. None of that. There was no, where's Nancy? That's all a lie. If any of that happened, there would be 37 different angles and microphone levels that they had it recorded and videoed on. It did not happen. If it did, if they somehow release the video and it comes back and that Fruit Loop that was in there trying to attack him had a gray beard, a T-shirt with an American flag on the sleeve, or a 3% tattoo, or you know that stuff we wear. Us angry 40-year-old white males, that stuff we wear. The guy was wearing a Clay Edwards Show shirt, Clay Edwards Show hat. By the way, they are for sale. Email me, clay@wyab.com. Then I would sit here and eat my words. I would say, okay, I got that one wrong, but I don't foresee that happening. I don't foresee that happening. All right, let's take a break real quick. I'm going to give y'all something to laugh and cry about simultaneously when we come back. Every time I think America is in better hands than I thought it was with the youth, I see a video like this. A Starbucks employee who clearly took advantage of the all-you-could-drink soy has a meltdown on TikTok. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back. When necessary. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. We are live here in the Mac Hike of Flowood studios. This segment is going to be brought to you by our good friends over at Watkins Construction and Roofing. A roof repair can cause you a lot of stress. Choosing the right roofing company to repair your roof is very important. Most contractors will try to convince you that replacement is the only way to go, and that, my friends, is not the Watkins way. They believe in an honest assessment that doesn't necessarily mean replacement. In most cases, all you need is a repair. So whether you have a leaky roof, you need chimney repair, flat roof repair, roof water leak, shingle roof repair, metal roof repair, chimney flashing repair, Watkins Construction and Roofing is your go-to roof repair specialist. Give them a call today for your complimentary roof assessment at 601-966-8233 or shop them online at watkinsconstructioninc.com. I'll tell you what, we got a caller ready to go on the Dustin Bailey at Southern Magnolias Realty phone line here. Hey, caller, you're on there.
Good morning, Clay. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, I wanted to give a shout out to, I heard your Ellis Autoflex commercial a few minutes ago, and wanted to give a shout out to Casey and Rachel and to you. I bought my vehicle there, and it was the best experience that I've ever had at a car dealership.
Well, man, that's awesome. I appreciate that, brother.
I come in, looked at my Jeep, drove it for a little bit, come back, in and out, 2 hours tops.
Yeah, that was my first sale there, too, I think. First or second, anyway.
Yeah.
Yep, I appreciate that, brother. Everything going good?
Yeah. It's running great. Love it.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
You can't go to these big dealerships, and you'll be there all day long.
Well, we try to be respectful of folks' time. You know, it's a self-serving favor. You know, we want to get folks in and out for the benefit of us too. But you know, we like to get folks in, out. Here's the deal. You know, we cut through the mustard and take care of things.
And y'all did. So I just wanted to give a shout out to y'all. I appreciate it, and I'm enjoying my ride. So if people just don't want to waste time at them big dealerships, go see Casey and them out there at Ellis Autoplex.
I like it, brother. Located at 2195 Highway 471 in Brandon.
Thank you, Clay. Have a good morning, buddy.
Appreciate it, brother. I promise I didn't pay him to do that, but I would definitely take a real world compliment, a live review. Because look, man, small business drives what we do. I mean, it does. You know, and we always appreciate that right there. We've had several people call and give stories or testimonials about our sponsors and stuff on air over the years, and very much appreciate that. All right. Now, as cool as that was, I stumbled across this last night. You know, I love watching the Salty Crackers live streams on YouTube or Rumble or wherever. Every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday night, 6:30 Mississippi time. Now, do not watch around your children. He is obscene. You've been warned, but he is the king of incendiary content. He is I look up to a lot of what he does, man. He lives out in San Francisco, nonetheless. So he takes a lot of flack to be a hardcore Trumper in San Francisco. So I was watching last night, and he played this video here. Every time I think that things are going good, and y'all know I sat here Friday and sang, I believe the children are our future. Let them lead. Let them live. You know what? I can't even get the words right this morning. I ain't going to do it again. You'll have to go back to Friday's show for that. This is a Starbucks employee who got a little sand down south. He is very upset.
People wonder why we need a union at Starbucks, and I am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but, like, I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and then on weekends they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people. We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many customers, and they're good. We don't have fair scheduling. Managers don't care about us. Our manager was supposed to come in this weekend, and he took himself off the schedule, so he wouldn't be able to be held accountable for calling out. He just literally tore down the schedule that he was scheduled on and put up a new schedule where he wasn't on the schedule. Also, he couldn't have even seen that he was scheduled in the first place because he didn't want to be held accountable for not wanting to come in. They don't want to help us. We need a union because this can't happen. This can't happen. We need fair scheduling. We need managers to hold themselves accountable for helping their workers. They refuse to turn mobile orders off. We need the liberty to be able to do that because there's so many mobile orders and I need to get through all of them. And then people are yelling at me because I don't have their orders ready and they don't know what to do. And a customer was misgendering me today, like really badly. I didn't have their order ready. And so they were just like talking to each other and they're like, she's clearly incompetent. I have a full mustache and beard.
All right, I think he says a cuss word after that, so we're going to stop it there. And just, I have a full mustache and beard. I didn't even see the part about the misgendering. That is phenomenal. If you want to see this, I'm sharing it now. You trust me when I tell you, you're going to want the video to go with it. I'm retweeting it now on the Save Jackson Twitter feed. That is at Save JXN. And hey, man, make sure you're following me there. As boom, just hit the tweet. So it is there on the Save Jackson Twitter feed. My friends, that I know for a long time, I haven't harped on it lately, but I talk a lot about the purple-haired LGBTQ LMNOP, BLM, Fondren barista crowd. That's what I'm talking about. Now, this one doesn't have purple hair, but it's missing a great opportunity to have some purple hair. My goodness. And on the flip side, I guess I want to be, well, at least it's working. And I haven't determined if this is a man or a woman since this misgendering thing. Is he actually a guy that just looks like he may be trying to transition? I don't know. I'm confused. But, I mean, that's what they want. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, that's what we're dealing with in America right now. I'm sure this is out in San Francisco or Fondren or somewhere like that. God dang. I bet you I'd never get a sponsor from Fondren. My goodness. Unmitigated hell I give them. But I know, deep down, that a lot of them listen and they appreciate what I do. Kind of transitioning on to the next subject here. Pun intended. I saw a commercial this morning. I was watching WLBT's 5:30 news. And apparently the city of Seoul Convention and Visitors Bureau did an ad saying, y'all come back. And it has all the local restaurants in it and different people from each restaurant. I saw my buddy Zach from Saltine and just all kind of other folks. Johnny T, down at Johnny T's, John Tier, just a bunch of folks that I've known for a long time. And look, man, y'all don't have to like my incendiary, no holds barred attitude about Jackson. But I felt bad for these folks. You know, they're sitting there, they're like, man, we've gone through a lot between COVID, between water, between Hurricane Antar. It's just a lot. But they're having to do commercials to beg people to come back into the city to eat. Bro, I'm just going to tell y'all. Y'all are doing that, and I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, not everybody in that ad, but I'm just speaking generally here. These are the same people that support Chokwe. The same people that support Chokwe are getting what they voted for. And now they're having to do commercials begging people to come back. I mean, I hate it for them, man. Again, I'll never attack a locally owned business except some of these gas stations and the rent by the hour hotels. But like these restaurants, I'll never personally attack them. I've never even given a bad review except to one place one time. The guy threw the food at me, so he got a bad review. Mexican restaurant in Byram. But you get what you pay for. Hashtag elections have consequences. During the break here, I'm going to see if I can find that spot and run it for y'all, play it for y'all. But, man, look, I hate it. You know, they can't just up and close. I get that. I always get a kick out of people online say, just move to Rankin County. Just move to Rankin County. And y'all know how expensive it is to just move anything, whether it's your home, your business, whatever, to do a build out, all that stuff. It's just not feasible. Not everybody ain't got that money. Most restaurants nowadays are opened up with cash out of the investors' or owners' pockets. You ain't getting no money from a bank to open a restaurant. God knows you could barely get a bank account for a nightclub back in the day. I'm being a little facetious there, but nonetheless. I mean, so these people, and then you get into the restaurant business because it's something you love, and you're just living hand to mouth, week to week. Everybody's just one bad week from going out of business. Throw in having to buy $500 a day in ice and all this other stuff. And I hope they're sitting back and watching. I hope they're sitting back and watching what Antar is trying to do with the water. I am not pulling for it to fail. I'm not pulling because of these businesses. They didn't ask for this nonsense, though some of you did because you voted for them and you allow them to come in your restaurant. Y'all want to make that dude uncomfortable? Don't allow him to come in and break bread with you. But I guess when you're operating on a shoestring budget, you're not in a position to turn down anybody's money. But make him uncomfortable. Like, hey, man, what you're doing is wrong. Let Tate and the state continue to take care of this water. Y'all have had 30 years to get it right. They've been in there for a month, and it seems to be working pretty well. I mean, they've had to issue some low use still, like don't use as much, like over the weekend. It's embarrassing, but whatever. I know I'm going down a rabbit hole here, But I read an article on Kingfish the other day about Tate calling Chokwe's bluff, and then I saw that video this morning. And, of course, I like to share with y'all what you might not have seen. All right, this is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back after this break on 103.9 WYAB. Breaking rules when necessary. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. We are live here in the Mac Hike of Flowood studio on 103.9 WYAB. This segment is going to be brought to you by Boondocks Firearms Training Academy. Christmas is right around the corner, folks. And let me tell you what would make an amazing gift for Clay. Anybody out there listening, Clay would love this gift. How about a membership to Boondocks Firearm Training Academy? That's right, man. They got memberships now, as well as their courses. Or, hey, buy somebody a course to get them more prepared in the world of self-defense and using their firearm. They've got these memberships. You got a standard individual membership starting as low as $25 a month, or a family standard membership for only $35. Then they have what I think is the best value, the trainers package. An individual is $40, and it's only $50 for the family. And that comes with the trainers package, comes with a free $200 course each year. And that's what they charge for, I think, their shooting courses or classes, should I say. And you get a complimentary one each year with that membership. It's only $15 to bring a non-family member guest. You get a 10% discount in the pro shop. And here's the real bang for the buck here. Even if you only use this, the firearms transfer fee is $0. That's right. Order all the guns you want online, get them shipped to Boondocks, and you don't have to pay a transfer fee if you use their trainers membership package. And you have access to the range and get out there, work on your marksmanship, pew-pew skills. And again, make a great Christmas present. If you're wondering what you get for the person that has everything, there's a good chance if you're listening to the show, you like guns, I like guns, we like guns. Let's all meet up out at Boondocks Firearms Training Academy and take advantage of these memberships. You can check them out online at boondocksfta.com. All right, I found the video. It's not the exact video, but it's from the same ad campaign. For the city with soul. It says, come eat, y'all come back. Here it is.
Well, we have from Asian food, Southern, Hispanic, American, I mean, you name it.
A lot of us know each other, and a lot of us are like family. We just want people to know it's safe to come back.
I think the future is bright, especially now that we're getting over the water crisis and things are, beginning to be back normal again.
I mean, things have just gotten a lot better, and we need people to come back.
Y'all come back.
Y'all come back.
Y'all come back.
Y'all come back. We miss you.
So all them could say, y'all come back. But Barbie Bassett can't say, Grandmammy. The one lady in there, I hate to single her out. She said, y'all come back, it's safe. Define safe. We talking about the water? Or the homicides? Oh, man, look, I pray for them every day. I do. I pray for these Jackson businesses. I really do. But, I mean, encourage you hate to see businesses get involved in politics, but when they do, it's always left-wing politics. Did you know that in Jackson, you can be a business owner and still support a Democrat by supporting a different Democrat? You don't have to, you don't have to support a Republican. You can explain to people, hey, like your waitstaff, for instance, if you're a restaurant, you can explain to them, we got to get somebody different in there if you like working. This current guy has screwed it all up to no end. It's that easy. That's the conversation. You like making money? I like making money. Let's vote for somebody who ain't going to screw this up. Let's see here. But again, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I mentioned the article with Kingfish or the article on Kingfish's page, jacksonjambalaya.com. Let me scroll down here. It says, all right, this is it. Tate calls Chokwe's bluff. It says, Governor Tate Reeves issued the following statement. After consultation with the leadership of the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency and the Mississippi State Department of Health, I am extending the state of emergency regarding Jackson's water system until November 22nd, 2022. Since I first declared a state of emergency on August 30th, the state has invested nearly $13 million to prop up Jackson's failing water system, distribute water, and restore clean running water to the residents of the city. Over this time, the state of Mississippi entered the O.B. Curtis water treatment plant, identified the rampant issues that existed due to years of neglect, and immediately began repair operations. Jackson's mayor has announced that the city will have a private operator in place by November 17th, stating, "We anticipate having a contractor in place by November 17th. Recognizing this, I have decided to end the emergency on November 22nd to allow for a 5-day transition period between the state's management team and the chosen private operator. At that point, the state of emergency must, by statute, end, as the water system can be managed solely by local control, as has been insisted upon by the city of Jackson. The state of emergency must only exist when a situation is beyond local control, and the city of Jackson has demanded local control. I am incredibly thankful for the continued role the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency and the Mississippi State Department of Health played to fix the many issues found with Jackson's water system." So, after November 22nd, pay close attention to what's going on down there. And let's see how long. We'll start a timer. You know how you go into somewhere at work, they'll have that OSHA sign that we've been this many days without injury or death. And you never want to start somewhere that's only had like 3 days without injury or death. And we're going to I'm going to get a dry erase board and get it up here in the studios. And we're going to see how many days after November 22nd till the first boil water notice or complete water cutoff. And I'm going to say it's less than 30. I mean, just being realistic. It could be the first week. And let's see how bad Jackson mucks it up, because that is what they do in all their glory. It's so mind-boggling to me. And see, it's this conversation here that they'll take this, and when I try to actually root for Jackson State or say something positive about Jackson State, they'll say, "You can't pull for Jackson State. You just want to see us fail." No, I don't. I want to see Jackson hit rock bottom so it's forced to get right. That's why I was so excited about the water takeover. I'm like, it's hit rock bottom. The state is now going to have to go in there and get it situated because these buffoons can't do it. And that's exactly what happened. But now the buffoons, because they want control over which set aside gets this contract so they can all get their cut. It blows my mind. I've said this a million times, but it blows my mind how the citizens of Jackson can sit right there and do not care that they're being pillaged just because the people doing the pillaging look like them. There's not enough good folks standing up against this crap. Let's take a call here on the Dustin Bailey phone line. Good morning, caller. You're on there.
Hey, Clay.
Hey.
I got a good question.
Sure.
Where is rock bottom? Because California, where's rock bottom for them? Or New York? They just keep falling and falling and falling, and the voters there never seem to wake up. Their populace moves to other prosperous areas where they have good schools and, low crime, like Colorado or Idaho or Texas. And I don't know how many keep voting the same way they usually do when they left.
Well, just think about on a local level, all the Jacksonians that move out of Jackson to Brandon and Ridgeland and Madison and Pearl and all these other places. We're going to see. There's been a huge uptick since the last elections on folks moving out of Jackson. So we're going to see if they, here locally, if they take their voting habits with them.
Unfortunately, I think that they do. I mean, I live in Clinton, and I see a migration into Clinton. I see, Clinton changing dramatically. And I'm afraid, once demographics change enough, the voting habits change.
You always forget about Clinton. They've done a bang-up job with keeping that place as nice and safe as they have, considering how close it is to some of the worst parts of Jackson. Exactly. I'm driving through West Jackson right now. I've seen it. And I think it has a lot to do with leadership, but you get a different class of voters that come in, and unfortunately it seems like that race plays a huge factor. And, once Jacksonians move to Clinton and Ridgeland, they want leadership that looks like them, whether they actually do any good or not. Their success is judged by color rather than success. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. It's like they're like, as long as the person ripping me off looks like me, I'm good with it. And I just, like I know that ship ain't gonna sail in a majority white community. We will pull whether you're Republican or Democrat, we will pull the rope out, the rug out from under you quick. Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I'm just completely amazed at human psychology, and really, I don't know. It's amazing to me how people can continue to vote. It's so ability to change. I saw a really good video this morning with Awake by JP. I know you're familiar, the redheaded fellow who does kind of comedy. Yeah. And he said he had a good comedy routine this morning called Voting for Blue No Matter Who. Yeah. I'll check it out. Yeah, whenever the conservative or the Republican runs against the Democrat, the media always degrades. Demifies. Yeah, the Republican, makes him look bad for whatever reason, sheds bad light on the voter, and never, exposes the Democrat. Yeah. Hey, brother, look, I'm up against a hard break here. I appreciate you calling in this morning. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. We'll take a break, come back, land the plane for the day. This is the Clay Edwards Show. Breaking rules, baby. Welcome back in. Our last segment. We got about a minute here. Ran over there with that last one, but hey, it's all good. It'd be like that sometimes. When the conversation's good, we like to let it go as long as we can. Hey, look, be sure to go subscribe to the Save Jackson Locals page. We're going to be doing some great stuff there. We're working on it. Also, the podcast, wherever you download podcasts, just go search Clay Edwards Show. Hit subscribe, man. We finally broke a big number the other day that we've been working on for a while. So wherever it is, Apple, iTunes, Google, Spotify, we're on all of them. YouTube, everywhere. And I put up a best of the month for the first time yesterday. I took some of my favorite segments from the last month, put them all together. So you got almost 2 hours of uninterrupted content there for your listening pleasure. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Mike Madison is up next, and tomorrow we'll have our weekly recovery podcast. See ya.
Thanks for listening. Tune in tomorrow at 7 a.m. as the Clay Edwards Show discusses all that is going on in and around the city of Jackson.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Right here on 103.9 WYAB.